Welcome to Poetry Changes Lives, poetry and history and a thought for the day. In my book as usual, in the garden as usual, it's a sunny day as usual, and it's doing me a lot of good as usual. So I'm very happy to be here. I love the way poetry cheers me up. I've been at the hospital most of the day, and it's nice to be out here getting a bit of fresh air and a few fresh, beautiful thoughts in my head. PoetryChangesLives.com is my website, of course, where you can read more about poetry, buy my book if you wish, and it does make a present you can give people, or it does make a nice companion to take around and just dip into when you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed, you know, just a little bit to read. Oh, I wonder what's in Chris's book today. Well, this is what's in the book today as an example. On this day in 750 BC, that's 2,750 years ago at least, a very dodgy event took place known as the rape of the Sabine women. It's said to have taken place near Rome in Italy, soon after the Roman nation was founded by Romulus, one of its kings. The Roman people had arrived from elsewhere in the Mediterranean basin, and basically they needed to increase their numbers. They needed to grow because they were only a small group of people, and size matters now as it did then. Tribes needed to grow, and the Roman idea was that they would ask some of the neighbouring tribes in Italy that they found themselves with, such as the Sabines, if they would like to have an alliance where everyone sort of joined in and mixed up and produced a lot of children as a result. Well, the Sabines didn't like that, so the Romans hatched a very nasty plot, actually, where they decided they invited the Sabines to a joint religious festival, and during the festival the Roman men absconded with a large number of the Sabine women, probably against their will, though some historians put it that, you know, the Romans persuaded the Sabine women very charmingly and gentlemanly in their manner to come and join them for a night's dalliance. Well, history is written by the victors, they say, and the Sabines probably had a very different view of what happened, and probably the right one. They were certainly at war with the Romans shortly after this event. Well, rape, make no doubt about it. You can put a gloss on it, but rape is never good. Rape is always bad, and it is never wanted, and it should never be condoned. If this rape of the Sabine women happened, it is a black smear on the history of Rome. Well, we shall never know, probably. The Roman poet Ovid gave an account of it in his book of poetry, Ars Amatoria, The Art of Love. He described it like this. This is an English translation. As before an eagle, even as a young lamb quails at the sight of a wolf, so shuddered the Sabine women when they beheld these fierce warriors making towards them. Everyone turned pale. Terror spread throughout the throng, but it showed itself in different ways. Some tore their hair, some swooned away, some wept in silence, some called vainly for their mothers. Some sobbed aloud, others seemed stupefied with fear. Some stood transfixed, others tried to flee. Nevertheless, the Romans carried off the women, sweet booty for their beds, and to many of them terror lent an added charm. Well, as I say, rape is always disgraceful, and we don't know for sure this event happened. I think it's probably quite likely something like that did happen, but You cannot put a good angle on it. It is a crime and should never have happened. Today I seek help for all the victims of rape and domestic abuse throughout the world, and sadly there are still many. It goes on all the time, even in this country. I wish you a good day and thank you for listening.